What is up, beautiful people? It's beautiful Tuesday. I'm feeling a little bit better. My legs doing a lot better, actually. I think I'll be able to get into work tomorrow. And how did you guys do today? Are you guys doing good? Are you guys killing it on the trades today? No trades for me today, obviously, because I didn't go into the office. I was just watching the market in the background, looking at the market sell off, sadly. As you guys can see, the title, the thumbnail, the how do you call it? The Pradmer? Does that make sense? The Jim Cramer, the Pradmer? I don't know. You guys get it. The whole downside negativity move just continuing on the market over here, not looking good, and things just continue to sell off. So there's a lot for us to talk about. We're going to go through a pretty extensive watch list. Costco had earnings report. A couple other stocks had earnings reports too. And then we'll also prepare for stocks that have earnings report tomorrow. See if there's any levels for us to possibly find some trades in, make some money in. And by God's grace, if I do feel better tomorrow and I do make my way to the workplace, and I can't wait to smack some trades, because I think today I felt a lot of FOMO. A lot of FOMO from just not being able to, push some triggers. Give me a second. My dog's going crazy for some reason. I'm not sure why. And the webcam over here doesn't look that good either. Let me fix that webcam. Default. That should be a little bit better. Default now. Exposure should be -6, I think. Okay, we'll just auto that, default apply, and the camera should look a little bit better. Nope, still shit. Awesome. But anyways, guys, this is growing pains of a beginning new YouTube career. Welcome to it, as you guys have already seen a lot of the issues so far. Dieter, Dan Dua, auto. Yeah, autofocus might be kind of messing with it, honestly. Was autofocus not on? Autofocus. Everything seems to be right. I don't know. And this preview looks good. Maybe if I could just get it to focus. And there you go. It kind of looked for a second, and then it kind of poops itself. All right. You guys are here for the market anyways, not for my face. So let's go to the market and get you guys started with all things fun today that's going on with the stock market. Like I said, obviously, first was Costco. Costco coming out with the earning report today after hours. So let's go take a look at how that earnings report pops up, and we'll take a look at it also with the help of our friend Benzinga. So let's see. Costco looks like they dropped to the downside. They are on the red color over here, so they clearly went to the downside in the after hours. Change since published 2.4% of the downside. Costco wholesale beats coming in. Okay, they did beat on EPS. And where's the overall report? I guess I could just see the overall report over here real quick. We got nice little beat on EPS, but missing on revenue slightly. And looking for what are they doing on the forecast over here? Did they guide better? Did they guide lower? So far though, Costco over here looks like selling off in the after hours, already selling off today, and not really. Wait, this is not Costco. Let's go to Costco. Selling off today to how the day traded. I guess most of the stocks markets, most of the stocks should basically have traded down, as the market did close red side. But here's the earnings move, the after hour move that comes in. I'll actually be putting in anchored VWAP right after when the volume kind of starts coming in for the earnings play. I guess right around here is when the earnings number probably hits. So I want to see what happens tomorrow near the VWAP around that price, near 545 or so. Let's see what happens tomorrow, if the stock even is able to pull up back there, burst through that, find rejections anywhere near those prices. I might be interested in. But right now, if we just pull back to Costco on a longer time frame, you can see these ranges that Costco has previously found support in. We broke out of this range, found support in this area, and we're kind of heading right back into that range low. So let's see if we can find find support again, or we don't find support, no buyers show up anywhere near this 50 period EMA, near this $550, and sadly we break that and start pushing a little bit more to the downside. I also want to put in a couple more anchored VWAPs while we have the time over here to do so. Let's pop it in from this 52-week low. That's a little bit lower, much lower than where the stock is currently trading at, but we'll also drop one in from this current high, from the recent high that the stock has had, and that's right around the 558 area. So let's see how the stock trades anywhere near these VWAPs that I'm interested in these zones, in these price points. But quickly going back towards our Benzinga screen, is it showing us anything in regards to the next guidance? I want to see where the guidance is for 17 week quarter upset. Okay, can I see the guidance, please? Revenue beat, EPS beat. That's what I'm seeing over here on Benzinga at the very least. So that's a little bit different than what the overall numbers and how the stock played out. Executive said traffic or shopping frequency up 5.2%, worldwide 5%, US and Q4, blah, blah, blah. Transactions down 3.9% worldwide. Why is that? Down 4. What's going on over here? What's actually down? Well, that doesn't open up much bigger, but a couple things are down due to big ticket discretionary demand, gas price deflation. On the conference call, the conference call kind of hurting the stock over here apparently. At Q4, US and Canada membership renewals rate stood at 92.7%. Membership up 7.9% year over year. That looks like a good number. Q4 came in at 10.6%. What is that? Gross margin? Okay, that's not bad at all. So overall, I mean, all things did look good. They could possibly see support off of this 550 area, but so far, off how the day moved on the stock itself, on the market, and the earnings not really helping out a lot either. So it looks like we actually went below 550 in the after hours. So I'm kind of even I forgot that move is what I'm trying to say. I forgot this move even happened. We just looked at it, but there we go. So we're actually much below that. So now we're trading near the 100 period EMA on the after hour almost, which is what, 540? Was that the 100 period EMA near? Yeah, pretty much on the daily chart, which previously has found support. So we're right at the 100 period EMA right now, and the stock could find some support around this 500, 540, 530 area. We'll see if this double bottom kind of comes into place, or this 540 area, which we have seen a couple bottoms, 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row, and also a pretty solid top over here near 540, 542 that we've seen previously come into play on Costco. So possible supports to come in off the 100 period EMA, off of this double tops over here. I'm just gonna quickly throw that line in right there, and maybe even one right around here. So we'll see what happens in the zone for Costco tomorrow. That's pretty interesting. Oh man, that's more downside incoming. I mean, this is only down 2%, 2.4%, right? This is only down 2.4% since the publishing of that report. So it's not even like triggering SSR. So if there's more weakness to come into the stock, we could easily drop much lower. Looking for a Meta and a Tesla bounce, says Alex. We do have both of those stocks on our watch list. That's a lie. I don't have Meta on my watch list, but we'll throw Meta on here, and we'll run through that one real soon after going through a couple other stocks over here that we got today. Costco is done. Next up on the earnings board is actually Micron. No other stocks interest me too much. A couple of these stocks did have earnings, like UNFI, PRGS. We do have UNFI on the watch list over here to take a look at, just because it did decent volume on the day, or even Thor did decent volume. That's coming from the CNBC watch list. We can quickly take a glance at them to find any trades on there. But Micron, the bigger company, which is what we kind of want to be interested in. Semiconductor sectors every single day is hot, no matter what time of the year it is. So Micron over here getting back above these previously resistance levels, now acting as kind of supports. We have a nice little range coming into play over here too on Micron, so looking for more positive catalysts to come into play and the stock to start breaking out to the higher ranges of above 72, near 76 or so. And right now we are getting a nice little hold of the 50 period EMA right before the earnings come out for the stock tomorrow after hours. So tomorrow I wouldn't be surprised with the stock just giving you a boring inside candle, continuing to giving you that range between 67, whatever that low is, 67.50s to $70 or so. Continue giving that boring range before we actually see that earnings move, at which point the stock could break out to the higher ranges or sadly break that trend line that it's currently holding on to. So let's quickly plop that trend somewhere like that. and maybe we see support coming in at 64 off that earnings, even if it's bad, but I would possibly expect that earnings to be negative enough to break that trend line, start pushing down, or actually start making that move to the higher ranges eventually on Micron. So we'll be watching for Micron tomorrow after hours without doubt. But Costco, we didn't even put any notes into our thing. So yeah, let's watch out for this 540 to I guess I'll just keep watching out for every $5 area. So 535, 540, and by any chance, if he does pull back to the higher ranges in this after hour area where this 546 is, you can see how it clearly rejected off that 546 instantly to the downside. It kind of consolidated over here on light volume, not real volume, but then eventually broke down and started pushing to the lower side. So if we do push up, I might be interested at this 546, 545 area. So just watching for those $5 ranges, 540. Let's start off with where are we at? 535. So let's start off with 535, 540, and 545 to the north side, basically where the anchored VWAP is from where the earnings move starts. So 545.19 is where that anchored VWAP is. If it does manage to go above it, then obviously we have previous levels of the stock that where the stock is traded at near that 550 and anywhere above it too. So easy levels to short off of that if it does go there. This is obviously leaning on the after hour movement, on the negative catalyst for the stock. But if the stock has strong buying coming on tape in pre-market, then you kind of want to stay away from the short side and maybe join the long side instead. That's easier said than done, but for the beginner traders, it'll be a little bit harder. But for so far, based on the after hour movement, we are looking for shorts. And Micron, no real levels. We just have it on the watch list to see how it plays out in the after hours. Tesla, another nice red day over here on the market. So Tesla obviously ending red, 1%. Almost an inside day. It did break out to the higher end of the range over here, but right back to the downside. And if you guys actually remember from our notes yesterday, we gave out pretty solid trades yesterday on our notes. So why don't we quickly run through some of those stocks over here, and that way we also kill a lot of the stocks on our watch list for today. So Femi, we talked about how we will be only interested in that $1 area. If it does pull back to $1, you want to be looking out for that long off that one. I wish I was at my desk trading today, because if I saw that $1 area come into play, easy long, you were risking barely a penny or two. The stock was trading hundreds of millions of dollars. You could have taken 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 shares for the amount of liquidity that you're being offered. and I mean, look at that. You could have taken infinite amount of size in this bottoms over here, and literally just get out on the pops, as the shorts are absolutely getting burnt, and we have some proof of shorts getting their backs burnt on the stock today, and we'll talk about that later on a little bit. But shout out to Femi for anyone who actually took that play. The catalyst was strong, right? The stock went up 200% in the after hours. Just trying to adjust my foot over here. 200% in the after hours, and it's an insane rip to the north side. Now we're just leaning on that $1 area to see if support comes in, and buying kicks in right above $1. I don't know if size was there on the book or not, and if there was, I would would have loved to lean off that size. I mean, insane long at the end of the day. $1.66 to the north side. I didn't even see that. I thought it only stopped at $1.48, but $1.66 is really where the stock ended up going to at the end of the day. 66 cents profit for a 3-cent risk. I mean, you do the math over there. You take 10,000 shares, you're risking 3 cents, or you're getting 66 cents profit, even say 50 cents profit. Insane types of risk reward, and we were looking for that trade. And I think the stock might just continue showing you support above this $1 area. Right now, we also have some sort of an anchored VWAP. I think it's an anchored VWAP, where it's just showing you where the stock is currently closed at. Probably not an anchored VWAP at the moment, but the stock is currently closing at $1.12, which apparently is a level that we have mapped out. I guess it's the lower end of this range over here. We also pretty much nailed the close, right? The close of the stock yesterday. These were the levels that we kind of put in yesterday on the stock. So $1.30, $1.48, and $1.12, all very important levels, along with that $1 area. Going to keep the stock on my watch list tomorrow, as it is somewhere down here. Where's Femi? Most active? Was it the most active? No, it's in other stocks. So we'll put the stocks, obviously, $1 area, and then if any level stands out on the chart today for the way it traded, not really, unless some volume took place. But I guess it's the $1.12 area and $1.30, the levels that I already have on chart. I'll just keep an eye out on those when I'm trading it. Now, the next stock I called out was SE, and we said we were interested in that 40.50 to 41, and look at that, basically 40.50. It does give you a move up to 41 over here. It doesn't manage to push up higher than 41, and gives you a chance to get back into that shorts right around that higher lows, risking that higher high over here, and never really comes into play. A beautiful short to the downside, but the muted volume on the day compared to how the stock traded yesterday, looks like the stock might have another momentum to the north side. So if you're thinking about it on a swing trade mentality, looks like the stock is obviously now finding support above the anchored VWAP of this move. That's something that I'm actually noticing right now, finding support above the anchored VWAP from this earnings gap down, and getting ready to maybe start blasting up to the north side. So wouldn't ignore C for tomorrow. I will put this one over here on the other stocks area for myself. 40, 50 to 41. Even with the big red day on the market, we were only down 0.12%. So if there is some nice volume in SE tomorrow, getting ready to blast off, we could see a potential move up to the 50 period EMA, right back to the high of this gap, right back to the high of this drop, and then prepare itself for liftoff for that gap close. So watch, I wouldn't ignore SE, especially the way how low it moved to the downside today, even with the amount of volume it brought in above the average 10-day volume. So I like SE a lot, and I almost did not have that on my watch list. Now, Williams-Sonoma had a pretty monster day recently. We were looking at it. We did not have any trade off it, but we talked about how we were looking for yesterday's candle for a trade today, and look at how it exactly comes into play. That yesterday's candle high, not able to take about too much above that yesterday's candle, and giving you a short right near that 157.30. So for any chance the stock shows you a trade near 157.30, 157.50 again, possible breakout of that area, or even a breakdown of that area, you might want to be interested in looking for that trade on Williams-Sonoma. So 157.30. Look at that, man. Beautiful trades every single day I keep giving you guys. That's all it is, for free. Looks like 55 didn't really come into play on ARM, and we'll have to put in one. We're just increasing our watch list here. Awesome. So we'll just take a couple, we'll just take, what is that? All that levels over there that we're interested on ARM, and we'll just kind of copy paste them for ourselves. Okay, GPS. I don't think GPS did too much volume today, did it? Yeah, I'm not too interested. I mean, we talked about how you could possibly range trade this. It did break out a little bit, but then failed that range and came back down. If you're interested in GPS, that trade is still being offered. UEC is something that we do want to be interested in. So, well, we will be copying this one. This is the uranium play, pulling right back into this day's low at the moment, the 14th September low. But I'm still interested in seeing how we behave at this 555 area to the north side on that possible breakout on the uranium play. And rest of these stocks are basically on this watch list, so we can come back to this one, kind of not increase my workload for today. Okay, so let's start back at the large cap, big cap, Tesla. Tesla did, inside day as I was saying earlier, but pulling right back to the south side and basically ending red as the market was looking to end red on the day. Nothing that Tesla could do. It'll be pretty hard right now for Tesla to have its own complete separate movement from the overall market. The market is kind of dealing with higher interest rates for longer potential and bond rates. Some of the people in the chat over here talk about how possible how you have to keep looking at bonds, and they're not wrong about that, right? So a couple people in the chat right now are talking about what 77, 47, 43 and 23% on Netflix puts and 27.6% on calls. Played it and Palantir both ways. Did you get in, Pratt? 318 LMG says homie. Not sure what that means, man. Micron coming down. Are those 318 LMG hashtags like a animation, or those just hashtags? I guess those are just hashtags. Pags held strong since the sell-off, which Brazil with no debt. Yeah, you were talking about Pags, I think, yesterday too, right? I think you were talking about Pags yesterday too. Coming back to Tesla over here, though. The fact that this one just had an inside day overall, when the market really starts breaking down to much lower sides, is kind of maybe there's still buyers over here, and clearly the Tesla is still making a shit ton of volume every single day. Every single day we're still doing 100 million shares. So I guess the fact that it's only down 1%, whereas Apple, Microsoft, Google, all breaking down ranges, not really stuck in too much of its own ranges over here. So it's kind of opening up room for the overall basket of QQQ to really bring down, the stocks like Tesla and so on. Even Meta, I think, was not that badly down today. I was gonna say down bad, honestly. Meta's not that down bad today. Where's Microsoft at? Microsoft's kind of down bad today. Google was also down bad today. So the tech sector obviously getting hurt, and I think Tesla will eventually have to join that party, sadly. Right now, we are seeing some support pop in right near the 100 period EMA. Let's pop down some anchored VWAPs over here. 52-week anchored VWAP. Can I also get one from the 52-week high? Okay, and we already have one from there, apparently. I guess I put that one in recently that I didn't know about, and one more over here. So we got some anchored VWAPs rolling around over here. Might have to re-VWAP one of those ones over here that I got going, because it might be an old one that I don't use anymore. So yeah, I'll delete that one. But this one's coming in from also probably an old one, so I'll delete that one. And okay, so this is what we have right now going into tomorrow, and currently, let's see if Tesla can find that support. Tesla find that support in front of that 240, get back above to 250, start trading above 250 and so on. I mean, we do have a new video on Tesla today. Wow, look at that. Pretty much found resistance off of what anchored VWAP is that? Hello? Screw you. I'm guessing it's coming in from here. I'm guessing that's the one. So anchored VWAP from probably this 52-week high. Pretty much rejected the stock today. I like it. Overall, though, we're looking for that move above 250, and basically the stock's struggling at 250 every day. We talked about that $10 range every single day. Hence, you want to be looking for those $5 pivot points every single time. 245 acting, or 246 was a pivot. I guess 241 was the low today. Yeah, there you go. 241 was the low. 246 was the pivot. 249, 250 was pretty much the high, and then we started pulling back to the downside. So you want to watch for these ranges on Tesla, but most of the time, I think Tesla is a shout out to one of these traders over here that I follow, Valentin. We were talking about him posting this trade yesterday. He didn't post this trade. I guess here's the answer. He said, huge win after no trade on the stock yesterday. So first he went long, then he flipped short. So, he talks about looking for those easy dip buy spots on Tesla day by day. There's easy tape reading available, entries on the stock, and looks like he found one today again, as he always does. Absolutely smashed that long. Is this a 1 minute chart? This is the 1 minute chart. So if we do go to the 1 minute chart, as you guys can see, I just from how the stock traded off the candle, I can kind of understand how it moved. Opened, started moving to the higher side, eventually got up there, but a lot of the volume was actually traded in the higher end of the candle, and the candle tail showing you there's a lot of buying down here. Eventually we do pull back down, but the stock's not able to really go much lower than 240.70. That's 1 minute, 2 minute, that's more than enough for the big ballers to kind of use these candles to start getting in and risk that low. And once these buyers kind of start piling in over here, you can see that happening right off the open. He's piling in off the open, running up the price. People want to get in along with it, and then you're seeing the opening 1 minute range breakout kind of take place. The opening 1 minute range breakout, I'm sure Tesla trades very cleanly off of that opening 1 minute range break. I mean, look at that, gave you a chance to come back and even buy the dip buy off that 1 minute opening range, and maybe you give it that range low for your risk if you care about it. But at the end of the day, man, monster trades on Valentin's side. His Twitter is Valentin trades for anyone interested. Most of the time, only Tesla trades, but absolutely slays it every single time. Also got short right around, I guess, after the first move. So let's zoom back in, and right around over here looks like is where he got short. But where did he cover? No, it's right over here. So got short right around over here at the pre-market highs, covered his position, got short, and then rode it right back to the downside. So pretty much, yeah, look at that. Tight risk, beautiful reward. Tight risk, beautiful reward. Calling it for a day. He's done by 10:30. Doesn't have to worry about for the rest of the day. Doesn't have to care about what's going on over here. And sometimes trading can be that easy, ladies and gentlemen. And Tesla is one of those stocks that you can trade every day, thankfully, because there's so much liquidity in it. So much liquidity. Even if it's stuck in an inside boring day range, because the volatility and the liquidity in the stock, it can actually give you opportunities to trade it. So watch out for those levels that we were talking about, those beautiful $5, $10 ranges on Tesla. Amazon, ooh-wee. Yesterday, we had a beautiful long on Amazon, but with the market move today and with another negative catalyst within Amazon itself, which was actually right over here, shares dropped by 4% after the Federal Trade Commission and the 17 state attorney generals, blah, 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 blah. Basically, they're getting sued over monopoly charges coming in and causing Amazon to push much lower. This could cause Amazon's deal to not really close. The deal that they're trying to pursue with that $4 billion AI deal. So monopoly clause could kick in and break up Amazon from the inside, as we have seen previously happen with, I guess, what's it, U.S. steels or oil companies or something. I can't remember. I haven't been trading for that long in my life, but for most of you guys who have been, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about when companies get broken down because of monopoly clause and so on. So not saying that's going to happen to Amazon, but there could be possible problems with their deals in the future and so on. So they're getting sued over here. Amazon pushing down after having a good little reason to push up recently, sadly, and a 4% move to the downside, getting right back into this 125 area. Let's see if we pull right back into this 120 that I'm interested in seeing if any support shows up in that 120. I guess we can get rid of this trend line because that was basically for that one single day itself. It just points straight to the downside now, so we can get rid of that bad boy. But the levels that I'm kind of looking out for, I guess, on Amazon would be somewhere around this 125, 126. See if we start breaking down below this 125, 126. Also looks like something around this 124, honestly. Look at how many times we just hello. charts, can you start behaving, please? Look how many times we kind of just bounce off of this 123.50 to 124. So I'm interested to see if any support shows up in front of these levels, and then if we start, you know, kind of having some saving grace for Amazon. But looks like that overall catalyst was not good, and Amazon getting ready to push a little bit lower right before earnings season starts kicking in. Maybe earnings season is what can help Amazon to start going into the upper ranges again. But right now, the overall trends for all of these moving indicators that we got going on, the anchored VWAPs, they're all basically getting ready to curl to the downside. The chart's basically pushing to the downside. So stock's looking a little scary, obviously. So be scared for the Amazon. Siri, I didn't really know what the news was on Siri until I read it about it on right here on the CNBC watch list. So where is it? Shares of the media slipped 3.2% after news of proposal that Liberty Media, which is the owner of SiriusXM, should combine the two companies together. They basically own Atlanta Braves. And they also own SiriusXM, so let's quickly show you guys that one. FWNK Wiki, Liberty Media. So right here, Atlanta Braves, that trades under BATRA. Oh, they have their own thing too. I don't know that. What's this? They're trading the what? Oh, it's in the index. Is that what it means? Does that mean it's in the index? It's in the E45, E450. I guess that's what that means. But yeah, FWONK, which basically is Liberty Media. I guess they want it to get combined into SIR. They want SIRI to get combined into FWONK and basically stop having it struggle and trade below $1 and above $1 and below $1 and above $1 and all of that nonsense. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. They try to separate it. They try to separate the investments. They try to separate the companies, and it didn't work. You know, and plus, who even listens to SiriusXM? Come on, ladies and gentlemen. This is not Siri, though. Where's Siri? There you go. That's Siri. Who even listens to SiriusXM, guys? So, I got offered SiriusXM for free for having Uber One membership, and I basically said, yeah, no thanks. I don't want it. I don't want to use my email. I don't want to click on it. I'm okay. So we don't want it. Overall, though, looks like somebody knew something. I guess this news was coming in previously. The earnings report came in, absolutely negated whatever this move was over here, and now we're getting that news again coming in for the stock to get merged. I don't think I will be trading this news too much until I really find out what's happening. It will be obviously on my watch list in case it gives us a ton of volume. The average 10-day volume is 24 million. Today's volume is 64 million. So if by any chance if the stock comes back into these ranges and actually has volume in pre-market for us to trade off of, looks like a rejection off of 4 or something to look out for, and look out for somewhere around there. Yeah, look at that. Low's pretty much around there. 332. No, that's a 52-week low. I guess, yeah, pretty much 332, 348. Looking for these areas to come back into play for us to possibly be able to scalp some quick little ranges on this stock tomorrow. Only down 3% today, but overall, was it ever down? Come on. Was it down 10% by any chance today is what I'm trying to figure out. But it won't let me, so I'm not going to worry about it too much because I'm not going to trade it anyways tomorrow. All right. So Siri kind of moved around today with a nice little spike in volume, but I expected the volume to sadly die off pretty hard tomorrow, but I could be wrong on that. And if I am, we got trades. Amazon, Apple, NIO, AMD. So why don't we go to Apple, because Apple's the next one that we have. Apple 172. Yeah, we already have a level order there on the chart, and we basically kind of closed around that level. Yeah, 171.96, and we exactly closed at that price today, even though the low of the day of 171.66 apparently on Apple. So Apple breaking even lower than this box that we were looking at for. We thought that there would be a potential move up to 180 if the market was obviously going up, but the market wasn't really going up. So taking it moves to the downside along with the market. Down goes Apple. Looks like we are now getting ready to start seeing some of these moves right back into previous ranges. So this double top, I guess, was that the double top that we were interested before the breakout? Yeah, the 176 breakout. Then we saw that $3 trillion evaluation come into play and so on. Now that double top, triple top kind of coming into a rejection area for the stock. So looking for maybe supports really around this 170, that psychological area, 170 price. See how we trade around there, but I could easily see the stock, inching its way back down if the market stays red. But hopefully this double bottom gives us a relief Wednesday. Rally Wednesday. Let me just kind of readjust my foot. A rally Wednesday coming in for us tomorrow off this double bottom. I will obviously keep an eye out for how the stock trades at 172. Keep your eyes peeled, because that double bottom could be very important. Because look at that previous run up to the north side right before, right after earnings, I guess. Right after earnings, we dropped down, and then that was a big pop from there. So maybe there's a buyer over here holding up the stock there right now, and if the buyer holding up the stock there tomorrow too, you want to be looking out for those longs off that price. So Apple 172, pretty key price in my opinion. NIO, are we below 8 yet? No, we're not. We're still holding below 840 and above 830. What? How does that happen? This stock is still, oh no, okay, below, around 8. Okay, that's what I thought. Because I was going to say, how are you trading in a 10-cent range right now? Ooh, look at that. We like that. Where's that anchored view up coming from? From that point. And ever since then, that stock has kind of respected that anchored view up to the upside one day, to the downside, to the downside, to the downside, rejecting it again to the downside. But we got now some support kind of coming in around this 838. I mean, look how we get above it today, and then we kind of basically close above it today all day. It's very small range after the open. So getting tighter and tighter. Shorts could easily get burnt and the stock could pop up, or longs could give up on the fight and we could drop down. So get ready for a very big move to either direction, I guess. On NIO, it's kind of gearing up for it in my opinion. We could see the stock going right back to the $7 prices, or right back up to $9 very soon in a flash of a second, and then kind of reverse their direction for the day. So I'll be excited to watch out what happens. A lot of people have been obviously situating themselves around this price point on NIO. I've seen a lot more NIO charts on Twitter these days. So I'm interested in seeing how the battle plays out, who comes out victorious right now, though all catalysts for NIO have been negative. So I'm interested in seeing how that $8 break plays out to the downside, or that 850, 860 area break plays out to the upside. NIO, ladies and gentlemen. AMD, like I said, you don't want to be trading it. Inside day, stuck again, boring, nothing really happening. And me being an investor is actually perfect, because we don't want an AMD to keep flopping to the downside. Thank you, and AMD, just save yourself over there a little bit. NVIDIA, not that bad of a day for NVIDIA, only down 1%, and we know NVIDIA can get really volatile. It's one of those stocks like Tesla where the stock can go absolutely crazy on either direction, and today very choppy, sadly, very, very choppy. No real structure to the whole day for the stock, whereas like you can go to QQQ and you can see how QQQ kind of just trends to the whole day to the downside. SPY just trends to the whole day to the downside. So no real structure in a direction for the stock today. Very choppy, and that's kind of sucks, because you would think that NVIDIA gives you that type of range, that type of volatility for you to trade today, but I guess that's a good thing for the long-term scale because Nvidia is still hanging out near that 420 price. We don't really want to go test 400 anytime soon. And if the volume for the upside comes into the market, there could be a nice little burst breakout to the upside for Nvidia. But quick study of the body of the candles at the moment that we are seeing on the daily chart. Look how, we are basically finding rejections to kind of stay to the higher side. We found one day where volume, played out a little bit to the higher side, but volume, I shouldn't do that. I tried to put my leg under my foot and I'm an idiot. Why would I do that? That one was a stupid call. Okay. So the volume kind of came in on either directions over here, but you're still seeing the stock struggle to push to the downside or struggle to the push to the upside over here, but the next day it steals the fate where the stock really struggles to the push to the upside and basically trades to the lower end of the range on the whole day. That's where most of the volume basically came in, near 420 and under 420, even though we did get a push up to almost 430 today on Nvidia. So looks like the stock might just get ready to really break down, in my opinion, based on how the body of every single candle for the last 4 days are looking. But at the end of the day, it all depends on a random catalyst could change the stock's movement, and you want to make sure you're staying in tune with how the markets are reacting to these news catalysts, how the markets are reacting, or how the stocks are reacting to their own separate news catalysts, and so on. Great show, Prad. I that means a lot to me. Thank you, because I thought I was honestly not doing that good job today. I feel like I'm screwing up a lot today, but I appreciate if I'm helping anybody in any way finding any trade. So Nvidia over here, I honestly do think we do see downside tomorrow, or downside on a swing term scale, especially how everything's going on at the moment. But if market can show us some relief coming in, even with the whole longer rate situations, hopefully we can see that bounce right back up to the upside and start trading above this trend line finally on Nvidia. Right now we are seeing kind of struggling off that trend line, which we previously have held above on NVDA. Quick water break, guys. Quick water break, and in that moment, why don't you guys reply to this? That sounds so bad for you guys. I apologize. All right. That was a good water break, chat. Did you guys get some agua in you? And also, did you hit that like and subscribe? If you haven't, do hit it. It would mean a lot to me. I thank you for those of you who have. All right. We are better than Aaron. Okay, you're talking about Adam Aaron? Yeah, Adam Aaron. I do have an image of Adam Aaron just because you asked me to do it. Damn it, I'm kind of ruining my surprises for you guys now by showing you my whole list of images that I got going. But where's my Adam Aaron image? Hello, Adam Aaron? Where's Adam Aaron? I had him somewhere. Oh, there he is. I got a couple good ones over here coming up for the future. Don't you worry, guys. Don't you worry. We got lots of good ones lined up. But how do we feel about today's? How do we feel about the one for today? Where Cramer says buy stocks now, cash the rally before they start ending the tightening. Boom, the markets are basically down, all three of them bleeding today. Thanks you, Jim Cramer. Thank you. And guess what? He said that on September 21st, and that's basically when the market started flushing. I mean, yeah. Thanks, Cramer. Thanks. All right. getting back to our watch list over here that we have level or mapped out for us to kind of be interested in. Rivian pops into interest. Apparently, Rivian had a monster day today, 5% to the upside. Was there a catalyst behind it? Rivian seeing beating delivery estimates on resilient demand. Continue seeing strong demand despite reports to the contrary. And research note, they point management commentary which suggests the demand will still outpace supply through 2024. Rivian is also building brand awareness with new showrooms in Chicago and Brooklyn. They say the reports of whether EV demand have led to weakness in the stock by the third quarter. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so I guess you know, more demand coming in. If there is any EV car, in my opinion, getting demand, it should be Rivian, like Lucid. You know, more expensive of a car in I think, according to the last time I've seen the prices, cost a lot more, and they suck at making deliveries anyway, so screw it. And Rivian actually has like a practical car, I think, right? They have a truck, a practical truck where people could use power up things when they're moving around or you know, camping or whatever. I've seen a lot of camping attachments on a Rivian car that can basically be brought along. I think you can take let me try to pull it up while I'm talking to you guys. Rivian car. Ooh, why did that play animation? Let me just turn off that animation for you guys. Rivian car camping. So like the amount of stuff you can kind of basically, like, look at that, like there's a whole barbecue kitchen set coming off the side of the car over there. Are you kidding me? Like, what the heck is going on over there? A nice little cooler spot in the back. Obviously it's an electrical car. I mean, looks, the idea is pretty neat. The idea is pretty cool. I mean, look at this though. Come on, that's pretty damn cool, right? You can't deny on the coolness of that. Nice little tent there. You can sleep in the back. Open up the, maybe open. Does that open up and you kind of lay in the back there? How does that work? I don't understand that. What did you just kind of... Yeah, I don't get that. What's really going on over here? Chat, somebody explain to me. Anyone who's been camping? Who's sleeping in there? Like a baby? Or your dog? Yeah, your dog sleeping in there. Who the hell is sleeping in there, dude? Are you telling me that's like a bed space for people to camp in? No, right? It's a roof tent top. What does that mean, bro? No, you're not sleeping in there. Shut up. What the fuck? Dude, that is sick. Yeah, I'd buy that. Bro, that is sick. I don't know this shit exists. And you can put this on like a Ford F-150. I guess you could put this on a Ford F-150. But you know, the fact that this car is so damn cool. I mean, not only could you add already existing Ford truck F-150 Raptor type of things, attachments to it, but you can also have a whole out kitchen set where you can cook on there. And I think there was a bunch of other attachments too that they were showing off. I mean, the car is pretty smart in the way. I just want to see more of them out there on the streets. I haven't seen a single one of them in Canada, and I get it. Canada's a little bit more not practical for these cars because there's not enough, I guess, sunlight here to charge your cars. I don't know, right? I'm just making up reasons at the moment, but I see enough Teslas. I see so many Teslas, so that's not a good enough excuse. And there's a lot of car chargers everywhere in Canada too these days. So I want to see more Rivians. I want to see more Rivians out there, and then I will kind of be like, okay, you know, there's a demand of this car now, because when I see less and less Toyota Camrys and I see more Teslas out there on the street, That's kind of the indication that, hey, Tesla's taking over, and that's what happened. So I want to see more and more Rivians out there and less Teslas, to the point where then my idea kind of changes away from Tesla being the king and kind of Rivian taking over the space. Overall, though, nice little catalyst that they have high demand and they are pushing up. We do like the car. We do like it, but what would I like more, Cybertruck or Rivian? Probably the Cybertruck. If I had 100K tomorrow to blow on a Rivian or 100K on a Cybertruck, I will probably blow it on a Cybertruck. Let's be real, right? But all things considered for the stock market over here, we are now popping right back above to this range that we previously traded in. So let's look for some supports coming back into that $22 area on Rivian. And if we get nice little longs off of that 22, we can work that longs right back into that 23, 24, 25 ranges for RIVN. Good little support, good little catalyst for the stock, up 5% even with being a red day on the market. So that's actually a strong boost for that stock to watch out for. Palantir finally getting back below 14 now, and really struggling to trade above 14. Today's high being only 14.15, and struggling to trade above 14 today, closing somewhere around 14 at the end of the day. Though I think now will be the time to start looking for Palantir to have some resistance off that area and start making that move to this triple bottom lows of 13.50. So watch out for Palantir to maybe go there, break those lows, and start making a little bit more of a way to the downside, or supports to finally come in and push back up. At the end of the day, the stock's not really doing too much in this range. You might want to just wait for 1350 to really come into play, or show us some move really above that 1450. Just wait a little bit for, or even 1430, you might want to say, right? So let's just wait for the stock to give us a trade. I'll still just wait for that 1350 area for myself to see what happens. I think this stock came in from the most active stocks on the day today, brought in a lot of volume compared to how much volume it actually does. 5 million shares traded on the day, 35 million shares traded overall today. So big jump on the volume side. Not sure what the catalyst was. $300 million share offering. Okay. So $300 million share offering catalyst, bumping the stock up to a nice little move to the north side. I think tomorrow, obviously, with how big of a candle this is, we might just end up seeing a little bit of a rejection of that same Williams-Sonoma type of trade. The stock pushes up to the day high, rejects that day high, pulls back down, or it actually breaks above the day high, but not too much above the day's high, and then pulls back down and gives you a short attempt off of that. So you might just want to be careful what happens very much near this 41.72 up to 42 area on IMVT. There might be a little bit of volume tomorrow to play off of, but I won't be surprised if the stock immediately dies back down and only trades somewhere between 3 to 5 million shares tomorrow. I will not be surprised if it's that low. But today we did get nice little move up to 35 million shares on the volume traded. So I'll be looking for a trade on this. If we do get a rejection off that day's high, we got a beautiful short setting up pretty much like that Williams-Sonoma trade. Look how easy of a short that was, right? Pulling back to the day's high, rejecting all the way to the day's high multiple times, and then instantly moved down, gave you another short attempt over here to reload, and a bigger move down. You still had some volume on the stock, just not as much volume as you would have liked it, obviously, because hey, the volume is now dying off on that position, right? So same kind of setup over there. We did get a breakout. Not the same catalyst setup, different catalyst, but same kind of setup in my opinion. Looking for that exhaustion to show up on IMVT. I don't know what to call that setup. I think I might want to call that setup too much of a effing gap. Let's give it a break. Too much of a effing gap. Let's give it a break setup. So TMFGLG AB. Wow, that's too much of a mouthful. That did not work for me. Usually it does work. Like ORB, opening range break. That one works. Okay. Lucid. Lucid up 3% today. What is going on with Lucid? Lucid, as we were just shit talking about it not too long ago, did pop up on the volume scanner too. 29 million shares, almost 30 million shares traded today, popping right back into that 52 period week lows. I don't buy any strong catalysts on Lucid, so the fact that we are popping right back into that 550 area, we'll be looking for shorts. So watch out for nice little short attempts near 550 on Lucid, and a move to ride that move straight back to the downside on that stock. I don't buy anything from Lucid. I'm not buying it. Fugazi is what I call it. Okay, the stock popped up today and apparently has been making somewhat of a recent increase on the amount of volume traded. I mean, look at that. Big increase on recent volume brought into this position. Went all the way up to 252 recently, and also went up to $16 recently. This was actually in December 2021. Looks like some sort of a SPAC merger. Then finished that SPAC merger, I guess, popped up to the north side, failed in some sort of a drug science, or maybe just the market environment bringing it all the way to the downside, finding a bottom, eventually slowly moving up, bringing in more and more volume. Earnings reports maybe helping out that position, and now we eventually have a catalyst coming out for this position, ROIV, which is what is the same thing. What's the catalyst for this one? Also plans to sell 170 million shares of its concurrent private placement of its largest shareholder, this one, which has a 56.5% stake. So IMVT, on a surge of its shares, it's going to obviously sell more, offering after the bell. $130 million public follow on. So just following along with that whole party over here, what's the ticker? ROIV, moving right back into the high of this range, possibly looking to, I guess, sell this company. Is that what it said? Sell this company or something? So I'm not sure I'll be trading this one. But if there is a breakout of this, I guess, 13 area, we could see some sort of a squeeze action, some sort of a game taking place for us to take place in. It's an old Vivek Ramaswamy company, right? I don't know. I have no clue. I don't even know who that is, I'll be honest. But the ROIV. Let's see what's going on over here with the float. Not bad float. 500 mil, right? Not like a short float, and no real short squeeze component. I don't know if I really want to be that interested. If it does pull back to 12, there could be some support here. If you want to watch the stock, I mean, there could be some support at 12, and that breakout of 13 could give you some sort of a trade. So maybe not bad watching that 2 levels technically, but yeah, that's something there going on. Okay, let's go to Roblox. Roblox bouncing right off that 52-week low, ladies and gentlemen. Giving you a new 52-week low, but bouncing right off that 52-week low. Look at that way it held that 52-week low for multiple days. And now finally making its move right back to the upside. Maybe we see 28, maybe we see 29. We actually went Roblox long here on our options account. And we cashed out somewhere around in these ranges. So that was a good little profitable trade for us. But, I wish I was keeping Roblox on my watch list. I kind of did not even see this kind of take place, I'll be honest with you. So 25, we missed out on that attempt to catch that long attempt over here. Looks like Roblox is making a move right back up to 28 over here. It really struggled to get back above 28. You can see those candle tail body highs. Let's zoom into that chart for you guys. Look how every single day it really struggles to push too much higher than 28 and basically closes under 28 and trades below 28 for the most part. So now that the stock's making a move right back to 28 up to 28.50, you kind of want to watch how the stock behaves at that price point and if it rejects over there. So Roblox 28 to 28.50 on price watch as we are getting closer and closer to that level, and obviously we have that 52-week low of $25. KOS is another energy stock. KOS, nice Roblox call out yesterday. Did you call it out or did I call it out? I don't even remember calling out. Did I call it out? I didn't call out. I guess you called it out. Yeah, I guess I forgot. I don't know. Listen, I talk about stocks a lot. I apologize. You did. God did. Nice call out. Yeah, beautiful call out over there. Kind of forgot about that trade. Did not even have it on my own watch list. So nice that I have it on the watch list today. KOS Energy up 3.2%. 9 million shares compared to average 5 million shares. Not bad on the volume scale. What kind of energy stock even are you? Oil, gas, production of oil, gas, blah, blah, blah. In Ghana, Mexico, Senegal. Okay, so KOS, another energy stock. I'm guessing some sort of an energy catalyst. Isn't just the fact that energy stocks are going up is why it's up. One standout oil stock under $10 with 20% upside potential. What's going on over there? So some sort of undervalued financial play kind of thing going on over here. Some analyst doing his research, coming out, lifting up KOS, coming out from Goldman Sachs, lifts price target on KOS to 850 from 8, maintains buy target, and I guess a couple other analysts kind of coming in and throwing in their word that this stock could really start making the moves to the north side. And if it does, I guess we might want to be a little bit interested in seeing what happens. Right now, the 766, 750 area is something that I want to watch out for on KOS. If we're able to show some support and make some runs up to 850, maybe not bad off a trade over there to keep an eye out for. Let's keep an eye out for this 750 to 766 area on KOS. On Snap, I don't really trade Snap, you guys know that. But this one popped up on the watch list today. We got a couple ranges over here that we were previously interested in, but we don't really trade Snap too much. Snap apparently pulled to the downside with a decent increase on the volume scale, but only down 3% overall. I mean, how much of a range was it today? 829 to 849? Why are we even looking at it? And I'm pretty sure Nokia is a pretty much of a no play either for myself. So we'll walk away from that one, and we'll move to SLNO, which is where a lot of people posted on Twitter about. A lot of people got their backs bent over, and a lot of people made a lot of money. So let's go check out some of these tweets that we have mapped out for. Since we're done looking at that one, we can go here for SLNO. Homie Mad As Money sadly got absolutely beat up on the shorts and on the longs. $64,000. And there were other people across the board today that we were watching talking about how they got beat up on this one. I guess I don't know who this guy is, but I saw him getting into a little bit of a battle today with another big trader, Benjamin Yo. Short cap, I guess that's his name. Yeah, so this guy apparently made $5 million today. I don't know the truth of this position, if it's paper money or real money, and apparently made $12,000 today. So this guy was telling people to get long SLNO. It's some sort of a small cap trader. SLNO defended price at $20 successfully, and he was basically fighting with Elkwood, which is a big Twitter trader. So, I mean, I was having fun watching the beefs happen on Twitter. I didn't really trade the stock today. Maybe let's take a look at the stock, okay? Let's take a look at the stock and what is the catalyst even for the stock? Anyone know? Where's the anchor VWAP? Oh, that's today's VWAP. Duh. Okay. I'm so stupid. Okay. So we have today's VWAP already put down on the stock, and the stock is obviously looking to go absolutely crazy tomorrow from $5 to what, $28. Is there a high short float? Not really, but it's a very small float in general. Very, very small float. About 6 to 8 million float. And looks like it's traded about 41 million shares today. So a lot of revolutions of its float overall. Someone's either trapping people or you know, some sort of a game is getting played, and you want to be pretty careful with those games taking place on these type of positions, right? So right now I'm just throwing some lines down that maybe I would be interested in. I'm not saying I will be, I'm just saying I may be interested in, and just throwing some lines down over there. Okay, let's watch out how the stock traded today intraday, and looks like we actually respected that area quite a bit. That $20 area, as that guy was saying in that tweet, very, very good defense of that 20. We did get under 20 a little bit, but monster defense of that 20, burning shorts and ripping into the upside. And this is what happens when shorts are wrong and the buyers are too strong, right? Ooh, we kind of rhymed there. I like that. The shorts are wrong and the buyer is too strong, so up goes the stock and blows up someone's account. So sadly, for someone to make $5 million, someone had to have lost $5 million. Obviously, we don't know how much of a paper trade this guy is, or how much of not a paper trade. Oh, he actually lost $56,000 on AVGR. What's going on with this guy over here? So obviously either crazy good risk management because he made 5 million and he lost 56,000, or you're just a wild trader who's willing to just sling guns and that's what it takes to make money, I guess. So SLNO monster crazy stock today. We'll see if this one is in play tomorrow for us to take some trades off of. Going back to my watch list, I'm just going to try to find some levels over here. I don't know. I'm going to have to wait to see how the stock trades in pre-market. I'll be very hesitant, and even if I do, it's going to be on very light volume. I'm not going to gunsling the stock with a ton of size and, get fired. So I'll be very careful. If it does show us support again at this $20 area, maybe we have a shot at that 20. We do look like there's some sort of a resistance off this 2670. The stock already struggled at 330 or 3030, which is possibly that Williams-Sonoma set up again tomorrow. It goes higher, traps some burns some shorts first, then traps some longs, and then starts pushing back to the downside. That beautiful Williams-Sonoma setup. So we'll be watching for whatever happens on SLNO, but being careful throughout every single step that we're taking on that stock. FSR had a monster day today. 9% pop up, but look at the body of that candle. That is a sad, sad candle. What happened on FSR? So we did pull up, but then we dropped right back down. I guess it's not that sad as the day's candle makes it look. But it looks pretty damn sad if you ask me, right? Because it looks like a lot of the volume didn't really transact above over here, and we're kind of just trapped in this day's candle overall. But the monster breakout on FSR, I guess FSR had its own catalyst today. It was in this one over here. Company surged 4.1% pre-market after Bank of America gave it a buy rating. Both of these nuts. Pure play exposure, rapidly growing EV. Yeah, suck my nuts. I don't know about that one. About Fisker? Fisker Ocean? What does that car even look like? Come on, dude. Eh. 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 Not that special. Can you turn that screen in any way you want? It's not that special. It doesn't speak to me. So I'm not buying it. But Fisker overall, though, getting a nice little good catalyst for itself. Moving up to the north side, almost 10% up at the end of the day closing. And I think it was up way more than that. What was the close on this day for the stock? 531. So let's actually drop that cursor to 531 and push up to, it went up almost 21% at one point today for FSR, and then closed pretty much at 9.6% overall. So monster move. If there is any levels to watch out on FSR for us to be interested in, we'll be seeing if if this supports come back in at these range highs or range lows over here and allow us to build into some longs. We'll put that one on the watch list. I don't think we'll be removing that one just yet. DKNG getting a nice little buy rating and trying to move back up to that $30 area or so. So we'll keep this one also on watch. DraftKings usually is a pretty good trade. 30 was a level that we were watching out for a pretty long time, but sadly we didn't get a trade off of that. It broke that in pre-market / after hour period, so we weren't able to trade it. But now that the stock is getting a little bit of a buy rating, let's see what happens if we're able to get above this area, move back to 30. And if 30 shows us rejection, we got shorts. If 30 shows us a breakout, we got moves past north off that area. So watching for DraftKings moving back up to 30. Thor had earnings, I guess, today, right? Why can't I pull up Thor? THO is the ticker. Thor had earnings today, dropped 2% overall, even after the earnings move, which I believe was a green one. Yeah, the earnings report was green, but I guess the way the market moved today, just destructing itself, even then moving, perfectly to the upside and then giving back some of that move that it gained. So Thor kind of basically, I guess, no real trade over here. Only 2 million shares traded. Average 10-day volume is 800,000. Just brought it up because CNBC watch list had it, and it also popped up in the daily active watch list today just because it did a good ton amount of volume, and I think UNFI kind of is in that same basket for me. I wouldn't really be trading this one, but this one kind of comes into that special basket of earnings mover, and also because it dropped 10%, it is now also not only 10%, it's at a new 52-week low. If there is continued selling on this position just off of how that body of that candle is, there could be more selling on this stock and continue taking it to the lower side. So I want to be part of that short to the downside. And if the SSR trigger does help the stock give us some sort of a relief rally tomorrow, then maybe some longs on it, and then you can also flip shorts right around that $15 area, in my opinion, if you are patient on it. So 15, watching out for any pops for shorting that 15 area right around over here for the stock. And let me just show you that candle, the body candle right there. That 15 is where I'm interested. $15, and the low of today of $13.65. Banks popped up also on. I just typed in banks. Am I kidding? Well, what's wrong with me? But this is a pretty interesting thing. What's this? Bank stocks banking on Wall Street? What in the hell is that? Is that basically XLF? I didn't know banks was a thing. Okay, but the XLF, I guess the whole banking sector in general popping up into the CNBC watch list at one point today. Where is that one? Let's go find it. We have Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, all banks basically going to the downside today, as obviously the Federal could still raise interest rates even further to tamp down inflation, which added to the overall bearish sentiment. Yeah, okay, we know that. And obviously hold it longer. Obviously, that's a big problem. They all moved to the downside today in pre-markets and moved throughout the day to the downside. XLF down 1.3%, taking down a previous support area of this 350 360 area on 3350 3360 on XLF area over here. Looks like banking sector getting ready to make a little bit of a move right back to the downside. So for those of you who do trade banks, you might want to watch it if you only trade for the long side, and if you don't only trade for the long side, then obviously you have nice little short attempts on all these bank stocks at the moment. BAC, ooh, look at that. BAC moving right back into almost 52-week lows at the moment. Maybe don't ignore banks, Prad. Maybe put that on your watch list. WFC moving into that low. Okay, you know what? We're liking it. WFC going up to what, that $40 area? If $40 area comes into play on WFC, we want to be part of that. Let's keep that one on the watch list. BAC, what is this one going down to? That 52-week low right now. It's not really 52-week low, but that support area near 27 and the 52-week low of 26. So let's keep a watch of 26 / 27 on BAC. The next one, obviously JP Morgan. This one should be in the higher end of the ranges. It is, and looks like a solid range where the stock should technically find support in. What is that price point? Somewhere around 143 to 144. So 143.50 to 144 on JP Morgan is something that I want to watch out for. 143.50 to 144. Keep an eye out, see if buyers come in, if supports come in for us to find some longs. And if there is no support, and obviously XLS is pushing to the downside, break to the downside, beautiful move to the downside over here all the way to 140, giving you a $4 move on the short side for JPM. So we're interested on all three of those banks. Pretty sure we already talked about Amazon earlier. I won't be surprised if Amazon sees more downside move. We start seeing more selling coming in. That the antitrust news is obviously not good for it. Siri FO1K, really not something that I'll be looking to trade tomorrow, but they do have their own catalyst at the moment for any if you're interested. And Meta was something that we don't trade, but it's obviously, should be on the watch list in case there is a breakout of these range lows over here. Right now, we are holding some sort of a wedge pattern, I guess. If you were to draw a wedge right there, and maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know how to. I don't really want to do that. I don't like that. No. No. At the moment, though, we are in a I can kind of see a little bit of a wedge pattern over here forming. Not sure if you guys like that wedge or not. I personally don't like that wedge too much. Also, it depends on other people using it. Are big hedge funds using it, and do they care about positioning themselves at those angles and at those lines and so on? So at the moment, I'm not too keen on putting those lines down. Maybe just putting this trend down. No, I'm not even interested in putting that trend down. See? I'm not even interested in putting that trend down. I don't think that is a trend. But we are, finding resistance to the high side over here on Meta every time we do pop up. The market, obviously being red, is not helping Meta at the moment. Only down 0.62 though, and an absolute inside day for META. So if the market does find some rally tomorrow, maybe Meta can get back above 300 and start peaking back above 300. But if market is red, then I think that 300 area is going to stand true as a wall for us to trade off of. So keep an eye out for that 300 area. I think that would be a pretty key level if the market's good. And if the market's not good, I think short off of that level should give you a move right back down to 295 or so on META. That is a pretty strong watch list that I think we have. For the stocks that I don't have levels or notes written beside, they're kind of just I'll keep them on a watch. I'll look at the stocks, how they're trading throughout the day. I'll look at them on my own levels and kind of compare. But the stocks that I do have levels for, these are the ones that I'm kind of more interested in trading, how they react at these prices, how they move at these prices. So for those of you who want to take a screenshot of my watch list, you can take a screenshot of that watch list right now for yourself for free. Or you can sign up to our Discord server, where I do post my screenshots for free for all of you. So go sign up for my Discord. All you have to do is ! Discord, and you will get all those stream notes every day. Bang, and bang, 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 and bang. Okay, awesome. So now the last thing that we have to kind of get ready for is, where is the market at? So QQQ is right near this double bottom areas. We were interested to see how the market behaves. We did dip under it, but if the market maybe shows us some for saving grace over here, please buyers step in, and we move back to the north side, then you want to look out for this level over here near the 355 354.70 on the QQQs. The SPY sadly pulling much lower than the Qs on the chart, on the structural area of how a chart looks for the QQQ compared to the SPY. The SPY at the moment looks a little bit worse, sadly, but we're right into this 1 2 3 4 bottoms over here, right near this 425 426 area on the S&P 500. We also have geniuses and absolute legends calling out some levels over here on the S&P 500. So apparently this 200 period EMA, some sort of an anchor VWAP, is also where the stock is trading above 420 on the S&P 500 as the breakout, and the 200 period EMA could be the breakout level on S&P 500. So the 200 period EMA, I only have the 100 period at the moment. Let's quickly fix that bad boy. And bang, 425. Well, I'm seeing it at 425, mister. Oh, wait. Did he say EMA? Oh, he said moving average. So never mind. Yeah, so mine's the EMA. My 200 EMA is at 425, which takes in more recent information compared to a simple moving average. Simple moving average takes more information compared to an exponential moving average. It takes more recent information. So my 200 moving average EMA, exponential moving average, is right around where the stock's hanging out at, this 425 area, which is the price point that I'm kind of saying that I'm interested in seeing what the S&P 500 does. So 425, we'll watch out to see if buyers do come in, kind of show some stepping for the S&P 500 to the north side. But if buyers don't show in, obviously the market environment currently is a little bit weak. If Cramer's screaming bull, 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 buy, 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 market's going to go up eventually, then we should be worried about where we want to position ourselves. Market's right now getting ready to poop itself. So S&P 500, I'm looking at 425 and also that 420 area, and we're also getting that call out from the absolute legend Michael Noss himself. So watch out for that 420 price if the market does want to drop to it tomorrow. QQQ, You know, if the market wants to drop, if 420 comes into play for the S&P 500, then I wouldn't be surprised that QQQ is right back into somewhere into these ranges. We do see the break of 355 and possibly even a move down to 345, 346 area on the QQQ. Be ready, ladies and gentlemen. This market is sadly pushing down, and the VIX is getting up there. The VIX is now 18. We are now moving right back up to the 20 VIX areas. These are the VIX areas that sadly, you know, where the fun is, right? This is where the money making opportunities are. VIX gets hot a little bit, and it's time for us to start counting the dollar signs in our trades. So obviously, at the same time, when you're thinking about making those dollar signs, you can also lose those dollar signs very easily. So volatility getting up there. One thing I would suggest to new traders is cut down your size when the volatility is up there. You can give the stocks, you have to give the stocks a little bit more room when it comes to your stops, but you can also give the stocks a little bit more room when it comes to taking your winning trades and so on. You know, get ready for some fun actions on the market. Looks like 20 VIX is not that far out, and especially if the market is moving to the downside tomorrow, 20 VIX incoming, ladies and gentlemen, incoming. All right, so now going from there to the economic calendar. Today, a lot of building permits. Tomorrow, we kind of looked at it already. Nothing really too important over there. We do have the oil numbers for those of you who do trade oil. Core durable goods coming in at 830, a 3-star number. So maybe that could kind of dictate where the market moves to or not. Usually haven't seen the market move too much off of that number, but that could do something. That could do something for the market, so watch out for that 830 move. And if market doesn't do anything off of that, then obviously we just have our basic amazing watch list that we just created to keep on shuffling through the stocks and keep finding some trades for us to be a part of and make that sweet dollar. Let's see if the IPO calendar has updated for us by any chance. It did, but there is no big IPOs for us to be really happy about. These IPOs are very small, so I'm not too interested in any of these. But for any of you who do care about IPOs, there are some coming up. There's 2 on the 27th of September and 1 on the 29th of September. Today being the 26th, we got 2 coming up tomorrow, apparently. 2 coming up tomorrow. Okay. It looks like I'm pretty much at the end of my watch list and done everything that I want to do. So let me go to the chat over here. Let me see if the chat wants me to talk about any specific stock before I head out, even though it's well past my stream time. Let's see what's going on over here. I do my campaign on the holiday in-face orange race eyebrows. That's orange. I'm guessing those are like animations. Orange in-face, orange face. It's too cold for a -40 in Saskatoon. Holy, it's cold for what, brother? Oh, for the Rivians? Ah, -40 in Saskatoon. You need to move, bro. What are you doing there, Robo? That's too cold, man. That's way too damn cold, Robo. Come on, dude. What about MEI, which is down $50 range, trading around 22. Small dividend. FSR didn't get an upgrade today, is why it's up. FSR, I think, did get an upgrade. Yeah, Rivian is an old Vivek Ramaswamy company, the guy behind the Trump. And oh, is that who that is? Oh, I know who you're talking about now. Vivek Ramaswamy, okay. Which company is he looking at? RIVT, Roblox, nice call out. Yeah, we looked at that one. Chamat, what does that? I don't know. Why are you calling me? Okay, wait. We're all just trying to make money. Hell yeah, brother. AMR, 1700% up. What the? AMR? I don't find AMR. Oh, wait. AMR. Not a lot of volume, though, on this stock. Not a lot of volume on this stock. SLNO, so overbought. I'm guessing you're using, you know, RSIs and so stochastics to kind of tell you that it's overbought, right? Trust me, those don't work that well. I'm not saying they don't work that well. Like, when I say they don't work that well, you can't be using those solely to make decisions, right? Those could kind of make sense for a large cap stock where the games are not being played, but when it comes to a small cap stock, who cares if the RSI is indicating that the stock is overbought? because the person who's gaming the stock at the moment is not playing the RSI game. They're not playing the stochastics game. They're not playing the moving averages game, right? They're playing trap people and screw as many people over game. So those games are much more complicated. Those games are played by it doesn't even have to be played by complicated people. It just has to be played by two absolute big dick players battling against each other, and eventually one of them has to give up, or gets the ring margin call, and they end up losing that battle, and their position gets absolutely closed on, and it goes one way or the other. So that's why for me, when it comes to looking at these RSIs or MACDs or anything for these type of positions, I kind of ignore it, because I mean you can say the same thing about HKD when HKD went up to these prices, right? When HKD did this, people probably thought HKD was overbought, right? And then this day happened, and then this day happened. So you can't be playing. You got to understand what type of games are played and what type of stock at what time and so on and what moment, and kind of apply that, in my opinion. Obviously, look, I'm just giving you my opinion. I could be 100% wrong about that, but in my opinion, you can't be looking at RSIs as a I just typed in RSI as a true indicator to seeing when a stock is overbought or oversold. SLNO could be a dangerous one for tomorrow, in my opinion, honestly. Get some rest for tomorrow, Pratty Daddy. Yes, sir. My leg is killing me right now from sitting too long. I think I need to go ice it, stretch it, probably put some. Shout out to, if you want to sponsor, Rub A535. Ooh, look at that. The camera is back to being shit. Hey, camera got fixed. Let's go. And it's gonna go back to being shit in a second. I already know it. But yeah, need to rub this on my leg. It's giving me a little bit of pain, and we'll get some rest and so on. Let's see what other. Did you look at MEI and Dish yet? No, I have not. Let me take a look at that for you. Dish Network. No one uses Dish anymore, right? So why even bother looking for longs? I mean, look, new 52-week low coming in. You can just basically lean off of that $6 area and short off of that $6 area to the downside. Looks like they had some sort of a negative catalyst. What is it? Disney, Netflix, other media rise with the end of sight of Hollywood writers' strike. Yeah, who cares about Dish, dude? Netflix, Disney, okay, yeah, they make sense on a pop to the north side. Disney, nice, moved right back up to the $80 low. So Disney, maybe I'll put it on my watch list over here. Other stocks, Disney, 80. NFLX, we'll put that on the watch list too. But no one cares about Dish. Come on, man. So Dish, what NFLX was that? 375, 378, 375, 378 or so. So we'll watch out for that on Netflix on the last 2 days bottom, and for Dish, however, I think I'm mainly looking for shorts. New 52-week low coming in right now. Previous 52-week low around $6. Lean on that $6 short. If it's above 6, you can get out of that trade. If it's below 6, you're kind of just enjoying that ride to the downside. MEI. I remember this stock for some reason. I can't remember what the stock's reason was. Did you do something crazy recently where you started trading in a ridiculous price range or something? No, I guess this was the reason why I remember it. Don't think I ever traded it though. Very, very low on a day trade volume scale, so it's not something that I would trade anyways. Only 700,000 shares traded. Yeah, I don't think I have any trades on this for myself, my friend. Never put a single line on the stock for myself. Looks like some sort of a grandpa stock. How long have you existed? 1983, before I was born. And now the stock is moving right into 2020 lows. So, as we have previously mentioned, maybe 2020 lows should be some sort of a bottom for some stocks. But if this stock doesn't necessarily find a bottom in this 2020 area, then we have much more sad lows to go to for any positions eventually. So, looks like this area you're expecting bottom. This is on a monthly chart. Monthly chart showing you bounces every single time off of this area. But clearly, look at that candle at the moment. Not looking too good. MEI, if it does start bouncing off of this area, maybe not that big of a surprise. But if it starts moving to the downside over here, then we're talking about more destruction on portfolios for MEI. Not sure what the catalyst is. Not a stock that I would be day trading anyways. So not something that I'm gonna put on my watch list. But for you swing traders, you got a clean long over here off that $20 bottom, in my opinion. A nice little $2 risk for swing trade of what, $30 reward to the upside. If the stock provides it, this is coming just purely off of technicals. I don't know what the company does. I don't know what the company provides, and nor am I interested, honestly, because I'm only interested in day trades at the moment. So this one is not on my watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Not on my watch list. And obviously, if you haven't seen the disclaimer, all of this is not financial advice. These are all just trade ideas and just concepts that I personally like to explore and put into the market every single day when I go out there to war against the robots, against the AIs, and try to make a single dollar for myself. So these are just my concepts, my ideas, and not financial advice. At the end of the day, make sure you're exploring proper risk management, exploring, whatever the words are, putting in proper risk management for yourself and making that money. Make a system, and what is it? Make a plan, trade the plan, right? That's all it is. As long as you make a plan, trade the plan, execute it properly, you will be on the right path. Trust me, you'll be on the right path. It's those of you who don't have a plan and just randomly start taking shots everywhere, then you let your emotions come in the way and start dictating what to do next. Yeah, good luck to you traders over there on that side. You're not gonna last way too long. I'm sorry. Those are the harsh truth of the market, sadly, ladies and gentlemen. And on that note, I wish you guys all a great Wednesday. I'm going to go rub this 8535. I'm going to go ice my leg a little bit. I'm going to go elevate it. It's called the rice. What is it? Rest, ice, compression, and elevation, which I think was recently debunked, that it doesn't work. But either way, I'm gonna go do it. I'm gonna rest, ice, compress, and elevate my leg above my heart a little bit, and then try to get some sleep in. That's a lie. I'm gonna go play CSGO after I ice my leg. I'm gonna go play some CSGO after I ice my leg. Rage at my loser teammates who are not gonna help me win, and then I'm gonna go bed angry, and I'm gonna wake up tomorrow, go to the stock market, and absolutely annihilate the market with some banger trades. So come follow me on Discord. Come follow me on Twitter. Come follow me on all my social medias. All the links are down below. And if you want to help me out with any of my affiliate sponsors who helped me with the stream today, Benzinga, TraderSync, and Trade Ideas, all their links are also down below, along with their codes that gives you a percentage off if you use it. So make sure you go click on those links. Have a great night. I will see you guys again tomorrow here, same time, same place, 8 o'clock. Good night. Ciao.